I want to find out about the origins of the humble headphone. How has technological innovation led to the rapid rise in little more than a century? Hi John, I'm Zoe.
Hi Zoe.
Thanks. John Kannenberg is an independent curator of cultural audio exhibitions. Call incoming on 653. Hello caller.
How are you?
Yes, I can hear you. Loud and clear. I'm meeting him at Amberley Museum in West Sussex, where their Connected Earth exhibition is home to some of the earliest examples of headphones in the world.
So it was at the telephone exchanges where the headphones really got their start. Originally, the exchange operators were sort of locked in one position. They had to speak into a microphone that was mounted to the wall in front of them and hold a receiver up to their ear. So they really could not move from side to side at all.
Not possible at all?
No.
Telephone exchanges like these were only possible thanks to inventors like Alexander Graham Bell, who in 1876 patented the first speaker. However, the amount of equipment that operators had to juggle meant two hands were never enough.
In about 1881, a man named Ezra Gilliland, who worked for both Bell Telephone and Thomas Edison, came up with this configuration of a band over the head and two speakers on either ear, which eventually became the modern headphone.
So even though here they're still tethered to the building, actually they are hands-free, which must have been a great leap forward.
Definitely. It was a big advantage in the workplace.
These headphones used the basic principles found in any speaker, of converting an electrical signal into sound waves. Wealthy homeowners were quick to see their potential as a way of revolutionising home entertainment.
This is something called an electrophone. It's a British product from 1895. This was a device used in the home to listen to broadcasts of things like the opera or the theatre, and it was broadcast over telephone lines.
Live?
Yes.
This was before the invention of the radio?
Yes. This was sort of the first personal listening experience in the home. The way this worked was you would hold it by the handle and put the speakers over your ears.
Made from strong and durable steel, an alloy which had just begun to be used in mass production, going to actually have quite a lot of force.
Yeah.
These stethoscope-like contraptions opened the door to a whole new world, but they were hardly portable.
There was a wire that was attached to the table.
I guess the people having this would have been incredibly wealthy.
Oh, yes. The King of Portugal installed one in his palace so that he wouldn't have to walk to the local opera.
Wow. John's brought along some more historical gems for me to see. The 20th century saw the move from clunky home contraptions to something offering far more freedom.
These are from 1910. They're considered to be the first modern headphone. They were invented by an American named Nathaniel Baldwin. He invented them on his kitchen table, allegedly.
Baldwin was an electrical engineer who had the idea of making hands-free headphones for the home market.
No one was really interested in investing in them at first, but he managed to sell 100 pairs to the US military, but he forgot to patent them. And that led to him essentially dying penniless.
It's really heavy, surprisingly heavy. Is this Bakelite?
Yes, it is, actually.
Invented in 1909, Bakelite was a revolutionary plastic used in everything from kitchenware to children's toys, thanks to its ability to be easily moulded into any shape.
Each one contains a speaker and allegedly 1 mile of copper wire.
And I spy a modern jack. That's a really good example of something I would see today on a device.
It's a mono jack, though,
yeah.
So they're...
One band.
Stereo didn't enter into the picture until these.
Oh, yes.
These were invented in 1958, and they were invented by a man named John Koss in, actually, my hometown of Milwaukee. And he was a big fan of jazz music.
Koss's early models were nothing more than mini speakers covered in cardboard and sofa foam, but they had two separate signals, one going to each ear, giving listeners their first stereo sound experience. 1958?
Yes.
Perfectly timed for pop music, personal relationship to music in the home,
right.
Children upstairs listening to noisy records, parents saying, don't want to hear it. put your headphones on.
Definitely. And he took advantage of this explosion of youth culture and rock music.
What an amazing artefact that forms part of the history of music, let alone the history of headphones. At this point, music lovers were still tethered to record players in the home. But a more exciting leap forward was on the way.
So here we've got two examples of the famous Sony Walkman.
All about portability.
Right.
It was 1979, pop music was everywhere, and young people wanted a dynamic, active lifestyle.
This was sort of the advent of being able to take your music with you everywhere you go. The headphones themselves were very distinctive, and they became sort of a fashion statement to see people with these either orange or black foam pads on their headphones.
These headphones are incredibly light. Stripped of the heavy outer casings and with miniaturised speakers, they were the most lightweight, versatile headphones ever seen.
They're only 45 grams.
So stereo sound on the move, basically just a hairband with some speakers on. Wow. By the end of the 20th century, innovative new developments were arriving thick and fast, transforming not only the quality of the sound, but bringing the freedom to listen anytime, any place.
Dr. Amar Bose was on a transatlantic flight. He wanted to listen to some music, and the flight was so noisy that he couldn't hear any music. So on that flight, he started coming up with ideas, and by the time he landed, he had a working model for noise-canceling headphones.
Next came Bluetooth. Launched in 1999, it allowed us to completely untether. Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
With its own dongle. So in fact, now your headphones and your device don't have to be connected.
Right.
Before earbuds delivered a full audio experience in the smallest of packages.
20 years on from the first noise-canceling headphones and early Bluetooth technology, technology that is this large now fits into a package this size.
Yeah.
But essentially, the speaker technology inside here is relatively unchanged from those telephone operators that we were looking at.
So it's just smaller.
Right.